For a professional golfer, an invitation to compete in the Masters is the most sacred of invitations. Same for junior golfers. For the third year in a row, Augusta National will host the Drive, Chip, and Putt Championships on Masters Week next spring. Junior golfers 7 to 15 years old can compete in local and sectional qualifiers all over the country, and only 10 boys and girls in each age group qualify to compete at Augusta for a national championship. And among the qualifiers in the 10 and 11-year-old girls group, Nicole Criscone of Clifton Park. The 9-year-old Albany Academy student won her regional at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts. She's headed to Augusta next spring, but it didn't seem real until she opened a special piece of mail this afternoon.
Mail for Nicole.
I have a piece of mail for you here.
It's from Augusta!
I wonder what it is.
Oh.
What's it say, Nicole?
The Masters Tournament United States Golf Association and the PGA of America cordially invite you to participate in the Drive, Chip, and Putt National Finals to be held on April 3rd, 2016, Augusta National Golf Club. I'm going to Augusta! I told you!
That's awesome. Mwah. So exciting.
In 6 months, Nicole will be competing at Augusta National in Georgia, but right now she joins us here in studio. You're our youngest ever guest on The Edge. Thanks for being here. We just saw you open that letter, and we saw the excitement and the emotion. What did it really mean for you to see your name on that letter from Augusta?
It was one of the best things ever. I worked so hard.
But I've got to ask you what this is right here.
Frosting.
Green icing?
I was eating cake and I got frosting on the letter.
What was the cake doing near the letter?
Well, I had it on my fingers and I touched it and it appeared.
It's just, it's just two of your favorite things, the letter from Augusta and cake. They go hand in hand. When did you start playing golf? How old were you?
I was 4 years old.
And why'd you start playing?
Well, my dad brought me to the range one day and I watched him play and I thought it was pretty interesting, so I asked him if I could play. He said yes. He bought me my own set of clubs a couple days later, and he took me to the range, and I took off from there.
A lot of kids, boys, girls, they think golf's boring. What is it about golf that you think is so exciting that you want to play it and practice it every day?
In other sports like soccer or basketball, first they have teams, which is, if you do great and the other people do bad, then the team loses and there you go. But in golf, it's your own decision, what you get to make and what you get to do.
To be as good as you are, as young as you are, requires a tremendous amount of practice, I'm sure. How often do you practice?
Probably 7 days a week.
Every day?
Sometimes. Well, during school, I don't really get as much practice, but on the weekends, I definitely practice every day.
Tell me about practice. What do you do when you're practicing?
Well, I go to either Van Patten or Saratoga National. At Saratoga National, I usually have lessons with my coach, and I chip, putt, do drives here and there, do irons, everything like that. And at Van Patten, I usually just go there with my dad. I chip and putt on the practice green, hit some balls on the range, and then head out to play in some 9, maybe 18.
Are there ever any days where your dad maybe asks you to practice, or your coach, and you just don't feel like it, or do you always want to be playing golf?
There's some days like that, but like one day I was not feeling very well. It was cold out, it was windy, and we had a group lesson that day. Everybody else was like, it's freezing, and I didn't really want to be there that day, but
did you do it anyways?
yeah.
You glad you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
It probably helped prepare you for the regionals, which you were able to win to qualify to be one of just 10 girls your age going to Augusta. When you think about that accomplishment, that there are only 10 across the entire country and in Canada, I mean, are you able to process how cool that is? Do you think about that?
Yeah, I am so happy. And
you tried to make it last year, right?
yeah,
And how close did you come?
4 points short.
So you finished second?
Yeah.
What was that like, coming that close and not qualifying?
I was so disappointed. It was really upsetting.
Yep. How did you get past it?
I said, I'm going to try again next year, hopefully make it, and go to Augusta.
And now
I did.
you did it. Do you watch the Masters on TV?
Last year, yeah, I did. So it was really cool watching the girl in my age group sinking the 30-foot putt. She was really excited, so I hope I can do the same thing.
Do you think you're going to be nervous when you're there?
I usually am, but at Brookline when I qualified for Augusta, I was not. So I am hoping that I feel the same way.
Why do you think you weren't nervous?
I actually have no idea. I was kind of thinking about, it was freezing and windy that day, so I was thinking about more of the cold than if I win, I'm going to Augusta, putting all the pressure, but.
Now, if we look into the future, past Augusta this next spring, what are your next goals? I know you go to Albany Academy. Would you like to maybe play on that team someday?
Yes, I would really like to. If I make it, it will not be a boys' team anymore.
So it's just boys right now?
Mm-hmm.
And you plan on changing that?
Mm-hmm.
Because in Section 2, there is no girls' golf, so just the elite girls play with the boys.
Yeah.
Is that something you think about, that you hope to be out there competing against the boys?
Sometimes, but I don't go that far ahead in the future.
Sure.
I just think about what I'm going to do at Augusta, do stuff like that.
Yeah. What about, I know you said you don't think about the future too much, but do you ever watch professional golf, LPGA Tour, and think?
Always.
Always, yeah? Is that what you'd like to do someday?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite player?
Stacey Lewis.
Okay. And why is that?
She just inspires me somehow. She's really good at golf. She focuses a lot, and she puts a lot of work into it.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to watch you in the drive, chip, and putt competition at Augusta. Best of luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And coming up on the edge, the Siena women's basketball team had their first practice of the day, but find out why the seats in the bleachers might be among the candidates for MVP. That's coming up next on the edge.